of you feel like you are living like you are dying? Yeah, some of you, maybe somewhat in some areas. You know, uh, anybody ever go skydiving? Okay, some of you, cool. How about Rocky Mountain climbing? Oh, we got a lot there. Anybody ride a bull for 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu? Nobody took that one, okay. So now I'm going to switch it up. How many of you believe and think that it's possible that you could love deeper and speak sweeter and give the love and the forgiveness that you've been denying so that you can live like you are dying? You know, I happen to think that death is a gift because it reminds me that all I have is today. I don't know when my expiration date is. I keep looking at my elbows and between my toes, and there's no expiration date set on my body that I'm able to see. However, death is my friend because it reminds me that I am alive and I'm living right here and now. And what am I going to do with this day? How do I want to be on the last day of my existence here on earth? We continue to live. We make our transition. Everybody does, a transition, a passing. And my favorite word is to graduate. Someone gave me that, and I'm like, yeah, there's going to be a day. I like the word graduate, because I've completed my lessons and my time in this expression, and I'm moving on into another level, a dimension. So the question is, how are we living our lives? Are we living the abundant life? Jesus, our great teacher and way shower, said, I come so that you might have life, so they might have life, and life more abundantly. And are we living in abundance and all that? Today's talk title is Everyday Abundance. And the key to everyday abundance is from the book that I've been doing a book series on, the 10 Commitments. And it's about turning those disempowering commandments, because they're coming from the outer world, to commitments coming from the inner world. So today we're looking at thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not steal. The commandment is turned into the commitment. I commit to abundance. I commit to abundance. So when you think about it, anybody who steals is actually someone who basically doesn't trust that the universe has what they need, right? They don't trust, and they also have what is called a lack consciousness, okay? Lack consciousness, that there's a belief that there's not enough, that I'm not enough, that there can't be ever enough. And, a true understanding of abundance, the knowing that the nature of life is abundance. You look at nature, there's no lack of limitation. You go to a grocery store, there's no lack or limitation unless you're there at Trader Joe's the day of before a holiday. There might be some lack and limitation because you didn't get there early enough. So, but if we really have an abundance consciousness, how could we ever have a thought of lack or limitation? How could we? David Simon, in the book, The 10 Commitments, writes about what happens when we're no longer living from this limited lack consciousness. What happens is the doors open and we start to live more fully and abundantly. And we begin to live from the point of our life purpose. He believes that living an abundant life is living from the consciousness that everything is possible, that I'm possible, that I have a purpose, and every one of us has a purpose. When we're not limited in our consciousness, we go into a greater experience and expression of our purpose and our joy in life. So I'm going to share from the one chapter in I Commit to Abundance. He says, the commandment not to steal is naturally transformed into the commitment to abundance. The possibility of taking something from another without permission does not enter into your awareness, for based upon your experience, you trust that nature spontaneously, like that, provides for your needs. That everything is actually there, and it is available to me. I often say, what is prayer? Prayer makes us aware of what's already there. The only thing that lacks is my consciousness and belief that there is an abundance and things are actually there for me. You witness how people attracted by your natural state of abundant consciousness are inspired to support you in your life vision. So if you have an abundance consciousness, you are going to be gifted. I'm going to tell you a little something that I believe is happening today, and it started yesterday. I went to Domino's Pizza to order some pizza for our time between 11:30 and 12 before the annual meeting. And so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to order to give it a variety. And then they told me a price, but that wasn't really the price. I misunderstood. And so then I'm like, okay, I have to go back to the drawing board. And I sat down and I'm rewriting the order. And all of a sudden this young man came out and he's like, what can we do to make you happier? I said, well, I thought it was going to be this price and it's not going to be that. It's going to be this, which was going to be probably twice as much. And he goes, let me go check on something. We had this conversation. He's a man of God, and I'm of God, and I said it's for a church. He comes back, and he says, do you want the good news or the bad news? I'm like, good news works for me. And he goes, you get all 7 pizzas for free, no cost. Oh, exactly. Wow. I was like, what just happened? Yeah, Tyler is resigning from the position. He loves Domino's. He's not really happy with the branch he's in, but don't tell anybody that. But anyway, so he's like, yeah, we like to make our customers happy. I'm like, well, that works for me. So we might be having free pizzas. Now, he gave me his phone number and everything, so the person going to pick it up is going to be aware that this is what's supposed to be happening. Anyway, that's just an example. Abundance consciousness. I walked out and I said, oh, I must have it, the abundance consciousness. David writes, there are no spare parts in creation. Each of us is called to play our role impeccably, expressing the universal in our individuality. The challenge is to be awake so we can express the essential purpose in life. When we are doing what we are made to do, we feel the flow of life abundantly flowing through us and naturally serve ourselves and others and all of creation. Living in abundance consciousness requires that you look deep into your heart and ask, why am I here? Why am I here? If you believe, as I do, that everyone has a purpose in life, then discovering the reason, because there is a reason you're here. You're not here by mistake. I believe that to be true, that everybody has a purpose. And it doesn't have to be that you're Mother Teresa or Gandhi. It could be a simple person about being a loving neighbor, helping others. But there's a purpose, and you and me, we're all serving a purpose on some level. Discovering the reason for your incarnation is central to a life of abundance. It's essential. These are things that we don't normally think about. That's why we come here, is we get to think about things that we're maybe not in our everyday life, even though there's an everyday abundance happening. So, there it is. Do you know what the word abundance actually derives from? No. Good. It's actually derived from the Latin word undare, which means rising in waves. Rising in waves. He says the essence of abundance is the experience of the ocean of life, rising in waves of love, energy, and enthusiasm. Wow. That's what abundance means. It's the energy. It's the love, it is the flow of life. And when I'm not in the flow of life, it's because I got something up here that's not aware of it, and I need to be, as he said, awake to the abundance. See, we're connected to the source and the substance of all that is. We're connected. Do you really get that on every level? That our source and our substance are our nature. And why is that? It's because each one of us is an individualized expression of the divine. We say there's 5 principles in unity. The first one is God, the divine spirit, whatever name you call that energy that is the divine intelligence in, through, and as everything that is seen and unseen. It's all that there is. It's energy that's slowed down into form. It's the energy of the intangible, because everything that is tangible came from the intangible. Everything that is created is been thought of twice. The first time we have an idea, then it expands and it becomes that which is thought about, brought about. Whatever we think about, we bring about. If we concentrate and figure and feel, I believe feeling is the key. You can think about things, and thank God we don't always manifest what we're thinking, right? But it's when you feel it. And when I first started in this teaching, I thought, oh, I am in trouble because I'm not always thinking happy thoughts. I do have my shadow self. And the shadow is just a part of the divine too. It's a lower vibration of the truth, of the love. And you've often heard me talk about the frequency and the vibration. It's what I'm thinking and feeling is what attracts to me what is. So we are actually abundant beings. Principle number 2 is we are the divine. We are God beings. Jesus, the great way shower, said, "Know ye not that ye are gods?" We are creators. We are made in the image and likeness of the great creator. When God speaks at the beginning of Genesis, it's not just speaking the word, but is the word. It is energy. When it's spoken with conviction, it has to be. It has to be. We are the divine in expression. I am the source and the substance. Now, there is this thing called, we are a spirit, and we are spiritual beings, and we are God beings, living in a human experience, right? Come on, you're with me. So we're in this human form, but we're God beings in human form. Human experience, human expression. So what is the human expression and experience? The human experience is one that has been conditioned by fear-based thinking. Think about that. The human experience is one where we are conditioned as humans. We are born babies and we know no lack or limitation. We're going to get into everything. There is a good thing about having boundaries. However, we are taught by fear. We get fear-based, lack and limitation. There's not enough. I'm not enough. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's all fear. But there isn't any lack or limitation. Only in our consciousness. Only when we think that there is lack and limitation will there be lack or limitation. Wow, I got some work to do on this one, on this head of mine, because I was trained, as we all are, conditioned by these fears. And you know, it's just BS, belief system. We have a belief system that believes in lack and limitation. And the truth is that there is more than enough. Look at nature. Go to a grocery store and tell me that there's not enough, right? There are enough homes that are empty. Why do we have homelessness? It's lack or limitation thinking, consciousness, like, well, we don't have any place to put them. We have places that are empty, that are homes, that are buildings. There is something missing, and it's right here. We need to work on this consciousness to create and come back into everything is possible. There is more than enough. Whenever I get into that little bit of fear bunny stuff that says, oh, you just bought a new car and you paid cash for it. I'm like, yes, I did. And it's like, but it wants to get in there, and I just go, I have more than enough. You know, God is my source. God is my substance. I am one with the divine, infinite source and supply. I retrain this to abundance consciousness. The infinite core of our being is unlimited. I had this thought come in. I was like, I love when just thoughts come in when I'm working in talk time because Spirit's guiding me. The infinite core of our being is unlimited. It's the Garden of Eden inside. The Garden of Eden wasn't anything outside except that it was inside. The Garden of Eden is where everything is unlimited source and substance. Yeah, it's all about consciousness. The whole Bible is about consciousness. And then there came a thought that triggered fear and doubt and worry, and then everything got messed up, we'll say, because we were born with the Garden of Eden consciousness, unlimited abundance. It's the core of our being. And again, it's because we don't believe it is why we don't have it. Jesus said we could have life more abundantly. And how do we get that? Well, by following his teachings. He was this great metaphysical teacher sharing with us teachings. And I'm going to give you 3. Would you like 3 ways that you can work on creating a higher abundance consciousness? Good. I heard some real good yeses. How about that again? Yeah, oh, much better. See, that was abundance of energy compared to yes. And some people were very quiet. But that's an example. So the first practice is super simple because most of you practice it. And it's called gratitude. We did a little meditation about all the things that you have in your life. Well, David Simon suggests that at the end of the day, that you think about, and some of you have gratitude journals and you're writing 5 to 10 things every day. But take an inventory of each day. What were the great things that happened today? Because you can have a gratitude list like my dog Shadow, our dog Shadow. He goes on the list every day. But what was specific about that day? You want to think about, oh, I had a conversation with so-and-so. Oh, I got to have a meal. Oh, I got some free pizza for the church. You know, you get to think about what was the wonderful, abundant things today. When we sang the song, It's a Wonderful World, I thought, oh, is that true? Because we know that there's a lot of things that don't seem very wonderful, correct? But you know what we hear on the news? Always bad news. We don't realize that a lot of things are good. There's more good in the world than not. That's all I can say. It's what I focus on. If I want to focus on the doom and gloom and all the things that are happening in politics, I could be, and it's easy to go like that. And it's not to be not aware. I'm aware. But I'm not going to put my time and attention on it because I want to create more of the good. Be appreciating, gratitude. The second thing is to live abundantly and have abundance consciousness is to live simply. Who has too much stuff and more stuff than you need? Come on. Most people have too much stuff, more stuff than they need, I believe. I know I thought I was living as a minimalist. Not so much. But I have given away more stuff since last June. I got onto a kick. Like, it was a kick to be able to give more stuff away, to release stuff. Because releasing stuff and living simply gives you more energy, an abundance of energy. I wonder why I'm waking up at 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning. That was not my thing. But my releasing stuff, I think, has opened up the channels of abundance, and I'm like waking up early because I got more energy. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. David says, anything that you possess exerts ownership over you. The house, automobile, or business you call your own requires you to serve it. That's an interesting thought. Knowing how things that you own have the tendency to own you, choose your material possessions consciously. Make the commitment to keep abundance flowing regularly by clearing out unnecessary clutter from your personal space. Clean your car, especially the trunk and the glove box. Go through your closets, your drawers, your attic, your basement, your garage, gathering up anything that you have not used for a while and probably won't use if you haven't used it in a while. Donate these things that aren't serving you to a local charity, because they might add value to somebody else's life. If I'm not using it, if I don't love it or use it, lose it. I have made that my motto. I feel really good. I'm moving in a week and I don't have as much stuff. It's awesome. Give your extra stuff away to open the channels of circulation for abundance flow. So that's number 2 in your simple ways. Number 3 is to become aware of your divine purpose in life. So I'm going to invite you, everybody get a card, a little index card and a pen, or there's a pen in the chair before you. I'm going to ask you some questions. So I'm going to start with your eyes closed. And this is not going to be a long meditation. I'm going to invite you to whatever I ask, that you write down the first thought you have. Seriously. You might go, oh, that's not. But whatever comes into your consciousness, write it down, and then close your eyes, because I'm going to ask another question. All right. If you're ready, let us close our eyes and take a couple breaths. And as we release and become open, every breath opening up the channels to the divine within, who is happy to share its answers to these questions. So we begin by giving thanks to Spirit. Thank you to Great Spirit for being here and bringing answers, ideas, thoughts quickly to my mind so that I can jot it down. And so the first question, what comes easily for me? What comes easily for me? And write that down and then close your eyes. Most of these you can expand upon later today. Breathing. Number 2 is, what God-given talent do I have? What's a God-given talent that is mine? Breathing. What do I feel passionate about? What do I feel passionate about? Breathing. What brings me joy and enthusiasm? What brings me joy and enthusiasm? And finally, what do I do that brings joy or value to others? What do I do that brings joy or value to others? Most people, at the end of their days, as we prepare to exit, are not taking an inventory of our stuff. Rather, what brings peace in our final days is the love we created with those around us. A life lived with passion and purpose is a life of abundance. And so it is. Good. Now I'm going to share with you in closing a little secret. Part of your purpose is your being here right now. Part of your purpose is that you are here attending in the cyber sanctuary or the sanctuary, you're attendee or you're a member. It serves a purpose. You're serving a purpose by being here. And I'm going to share with you an email that I received on January 27th. Dear Rev Liz, thank you is where I begin. I am grateful for your loving presence. I regularly visit Unity Santa Fe on your YouTube for your inspirational and enlightening messages. I was guided to your channel through Greg Braden's recent talk at Unity Santa Fe. I live in South Africa, and in an instant I am in your company receiving food for the soul. This reminds me of the BLT acronym, among others, that you share in bite sizes for embodiment, divine nutriments in easy-to-digest portions. I appreciate you and Unity family for inclusiveness. In this instance, including everyone who so chooses to be energetically present through the goodness of technology. Please know that you touch hearts, minds, and souls on waves of love and light beyond. I'm here to remind you that you are beautiful, appreciated, and a gift. Sunny blessings and heart hugs, and above all else, love. Izetta. I was like, OMG. Now, I'm not here this isn't read for you to be impressed by me, but for me to impress upon you that Unity Santa Fe is not the minister. It is all of us. It is the collective consciousness. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for each and every one of us. I happen to be the speaker. But your purpose helped this person because your consciousness brought me here and also is feeding people around the world. We have no idea of how many people we can be affecting. And you individually are affecting people, okay? So as a community and an individual, we all have abundance to live, to express, to bring into the consciousness of ourselves first so that it touches others. We are here to be the abundance, to live that everyday abundance, to live with the waves of energy, of passion, of enthusiasm, of love, of singing, of dancing, of being who we are as abundance itself. Let us be and commit to abundance now and in all the days to come. And so it is.